my name is Brittany Dennis. I am a physical therapist and restorative exercise specialist, and I am here to help you take control of your health and bring a growth mindset to aging. And one of the most common questions that I get asked here in my movement practice is, what do I do if I absolutely hate to exercise, but I know that I need to start exercising in order to be healthier? And it's a bit of a complicated question to address, so that's what I want to break down a little bit in this video today, is what do you do if you just absolutely do not like to exercise? And it's actually really simple in theory. You need to start thinking about movement instead of exercise. So we all tend to understand the benefits of exercise. The reason that we don't get ourselves to exercise is certainly not a lack of information. It tends to come at us from every direction. We see it in the news all the time. We see it online. We hear it from other people. We see it everywhere. That in order to live well, we need to exercise. But what if we start to think about movement instead of exercise? So if you are somebody who has never enjoyed having some kind of exercise habit, if you even see the word exercise on an article, of course you're not going to want to read it. It's going to turn you away, and that just creates a vicious cycle of being averse to exercise. But really, exercise was kind of created to compensate for a sedentary lifestyle, which is a concept introduced by Katie Bowman in her book, Move Your DNA. So if you are an exercise hater, I highly recommend picking up a copy of that book. But instead, we can flip the question around and try to encourage you to think about your movement throughout the day. Because in order to be healthy, you don't necessarily need to be an exerciser, but you need to have a lot of movement in your day. And that's a little bit easier for us to think about than having an intense exercise routine. So what does that look like? The first step is to just recognize what it is that you're doing throughout your day. What are your daily habits? Do you tend to walk often? Do you do things like park in the back of the parking lot so you get a little bit more walking in? How much are you up and walking when you're at home? Do you have a habit of daily walking? Just noticing how much time you're spending sitting. And our bodies are designed to be at their optimal health when we're distributing our movement throughout the day. So that means that you need to, every hour, have some form of movement and put your body into different positions. We run into trouble when we stay in one position for too long. So if you have a favorite recliner chair, I hate to tell you, the more time you spend sitting in that recliner chair, the more you're going to become shaped like that chair. Your hips are going to tighten up, your knees are going to get stiff, your back is going to get hunched over, and when you go to stand up, you're still going to be in kind of a crouched chair position. So the key here is to start thinking about movement instead of exercise, especially if you find exercise to be kind of a threatening word for you. Because again, you need to be a better mover. You don't necessarily need to be a better exerciser. So once you've started to notice what kind of movement you have throughout the day, the thing we need to talk about is how your movement kind of needs to be like your eating habits. So we know with our eating habits that we need a lot of variety. In our diet, we can't eat the same thing all day, every day and expect to be healthy. We need a wide variety of nutrients, minerals, carbohydrates, protein, and fat in order to be healthy. And we also know we can't survive on supplements alone. So if you think your diet is lacking and you start taking supplements to compensate for that, that might not exactly be the answer. In some cases, that can be helpful. But the real key is to make sure you're eating in a way that's full of variety so that you're getting all the nutrients you need and you're not missing something. And movement is no different. So we also need a wide variety of movements in order to be healthy. And you can kind of equate supplements to exercise. So if you're not moving throughout your day, you also can't use exercise to undo all of the effects of, say, sitting for 8 hours. So just like with your diet, you can't just eat one healthy meal a week and expect to be healthy. You can't just exercise, 1 hour, one time a week and expect to be healthy. So to take that approach, we need to start to look at day to day how you can get more movement variety. So doing things like, instead of sitting on the couch today, I'm going to sit on the floor. Instead of relaxing on the floor, can I hang out in a squat for a little bit? It's really simple to start to train yourself to do these things. And again, you don't have to be an exerciser to be a better mover. So if you find that you are somebody who's never enjoyed exercise, I really hope this was helpful. Again, I definitely recommend picking up a copy of Katie Bowman's Move Your DNA to dive into this concept a little bit more, but start to think about how you can be a better mover today.